The American dream used to be about working hard, saving money, and being able to afford a comfortable lifestyle. However, with the rising costs of living, stagnant wages, and growing income inequality, it is becoming increasingly difficult for many Americans to make ends meet. Welcome to today's video, where we will be discussing the needs American middle class can no longer afford in 2023. With rising inflation, stagnant wages, and a growing wealth gap, many everyday items that were once within reach are now out of reach for the average American. Let's take a closer look at these. First on our list is housing. With housing prices skyrocketing in many cities across the country, it is becoming increasingly difficult for middle-class Americans to find affordable housing. Many are forced to live in smaller homes or apartments, or even with family members, just to make ends meet. Healthcare costs continue to rise year after year, and many middle-class Americans are struggling to keep up. With deductibles, co-pays, and prescription costs on the rise, it is becoming harder and harder to afford basic healthcare needs. Education college tuition continues to soar, and even public universities are becoming increasingly expensive. Student loan debt is also a major issue, leaving many young adults burdened with debt for years after graduation. Childcare costs are also on the rise, making it difficult for working parents to afford quality care for their children. This can lead to difficult choices, such as cutting back on work hours or leaving the workforce altogether. Food. The cost of food is also increasing, with many essential items like milk, eggs, and bread becoming more expensive. This can make it difficult for families to keep healthy food on the table, especially when they are on a tight budget. Transportation costs are also a major concern for many middle-class Americans. With rising gas prices, maintenance costs, and the cost of buying a car, it can be difficult for families to afford reliable transportation. Retirement saving for retirement is becoming increasingly difficult, with many middle-class Americans having to work longer and save more just to be able to retire comfortably. This can be especially challenging for those who have experienced setbacks like job loss or illness. Travel. Traveling is becoming a luxury that many middle-class Americans can no longer afford. With the rising cost of airfare, hotels, and even car rentals, vacations are becoming a rare treat for those on a tight budget. Homeownership is also becoming increasingly difficult for many middle-class Americans. With rising home prices and a shortage of affordable housing options, many are being forced to rent or live in less desirable areas. Technology is a part of everyday life for most Americans, but it is becoming increasingly expensive. From smartphones to computers to internet access, keeping up with the latest tech can be a financial burden for many middle-class families. The American middle class can no longer afford these in 2023. It is clear that the financial struggles of many Americans are only getting worse, and something needs to be done to address these issues. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.